G'day everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to access the service menu or the service mode on the Breville Oracle Touch and the Breville Barista Touch. So the Oracle Touch, this is model BES990. That's the Barista Touch model BES880. So the secret service mode or the service menu is where the machine will have all the diagnostic features that this machine has to offer. So these are very smart machines. Any problem with the system or any of the components, and the computer will actually detect and store that error. So this will also help you with looking at what kind of history the machine has had in terms of coffee making, and also helps you with testing and playing around with different settings. So strangely enough, there's two sort of ways or two versions of this service menu. So this is the 2017 Oracle Touch. That's a 2020 Barista Touch. So I think before 2018 there was one way you could do it, and after 2018 they changed it. So you may have to try these two different methods. One of them will work. So on the older models, and by older I mean about 2017, 2018, the way you access the service menu is with the machine plugged in, you just hold the power button. Until the screen comes on, you let go. The password is 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's 5. That's the service mode. Let's look at the Barista Touch. Holding the button won't actually won't take you to the service mode. So I'll turn it off. The way you access the service mode on these newer touchscreen machines, even the Oracle Touch after 2018, will use this method. I'm not sure why Breville changed, but the method is, I'm going to have to use two hands for this. You turn off the machine. I think you press the button a few times just to discharge the internal battery. There's a clock battery. Press the button a few times. Now the machine, or you can wait for like 10 minutes until the power is drained. So after you turn it off and wait, or you press the button a few times, hold the button for a couple seconds, then turn it on at the power. Keep holding the button until the screen comes on. There we go. Now it's in the service mode. It's the same thing with the password, 5 zeros. And I've actually tried this method on a 2020 Oracle, and this method worked. I think in the older Oracles and even the older Barista Express Touch or the Barista Touch, you had to have the machine on and then you hold the power button. Whereas on, I think after 2018, you have to turn it off, wait a few seconds or a few minutes, hold the button, then turn it on while it's held. Password is 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Another very strange difference between these two is, so you go onto the cycle counter. Before telling you the distinctions, let me just show you what you find in here. So you have the cycle counter, so how many coffees the machine has made, so total coffee counter, how many espresso shots, how many minutes you use the hot water spout for, how many minutes you've steamed for, how many descal cycles, how many clean cycles, how many cleaning cleaning of the steam tips completed, and a few other settings. So how long you have left until you change the filter, how long you have left to do the descal cycle, for example. Now, there's also the error counter. This is where you find any errors. So if you have a short in one of the probes, or you have an overheating of the boiler, or anything of that sort, or if the grinder motor overheats, it actually shows and records these, which is pretty smart. And you can reset these errors. It'll take them to 0. You can do this after you do the repair. So if you have an issue with the steam wand or with the boiler, you can fix that issue, then come to the error counter, reset the error code. We also have a live debug mode. I think you can activate the pump, activate the steam with this live debug mode. It's fun, but I don't think it's useful for me at the moment, so I'm going to leave. Maybe I'll just show you what it has inside, just in case you were curious. Whoops. Live debug. It'll have the flow meter as well. Cool. Now, the difference with the pre-2018 models, I think, is you can actually go to the cycle counter and erase all the history. So I've just done this, not realizing that it will reset everything, and it does actually reset everything. So this machine has made 0 coffees, which is not true. It was 1900 before this video. It was 1900 coffees, and I tried unplugging and replugging the machine. It's actually reset for life, which is very strange. So usually I would say check the counters, check the use counter to kind of know the history of the machine, how long it's been used, how many times it's been used. But if you can reset it, then what's the point? On the newer ones, I think 2018 and above, when you go to reset, it only resets the filter life count and the filter change counter. Let me get in closer. So you reset these, it still has the coffee counter and all these things. So obviously, on the machines after 2018, you can't reset the history of the machine. So, which is very strange. It's a very strange decision that Breville made on these early touchscreen machines. That's all for this menu. I think it's pretty useful to kind of help you with repairs and gives you a history about the machine. But you just have to be careful not to use it to deceive. So if you're selling your machine, please don't reset the cycle counter before the sale. Otherwise, you would be deceiving the buyer. Anyway, yeah, that's if you want to leave, you just turn it off and then turn it back on. Hopefully this video has been helpful to you, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Cheers.